Blessings in Blocks. Blessings in Blocks is an opportunity for you to participate in the provision of adequate housing for our friends in Ecuador. Through Blessings in Blocks, you become a member of the team and are present during the construction process. Your blessing becomes a continuing presence as long as the family lives in the house. By sending your blessing written on a 3x5 index card, you will be permanently surrounding the family with God's love. Here is how the process works. You write a blessing on a 3x5 card and send it to the Partnership Committee at the conference office. The next Ecuador Partnership construction team will take it to Ecuador, and you will be a part of the team. When the team arrives at the construction site, they usually find the site cleared, cleaned up, and ready for work. Part of the team sets to work digging the trenches for the footings where and how the Ecuadorian construction maestro instructs. Others begin making rebar columns to reinforce the footings, the support posts, and the beams. First, a series of rings are bent into shape. Then they are tied with wire to long pieces of rebar to form columns that will strengthen the house and make it earthquake-proof. Meanwhile, our maestro and his helper place the tubing and conduit for the plumbing and electricity into the floor and through the walls. With the rebar now ready, the trenches are formed, the rebar set in place, and the posts are tied into the footings. Now comes the fun. Mixing by hand a bag of cement, 3 buckets of sand, 3 buckets of gravel and water to make the concrete needed to fill the footings and column forms. At the same time, the underflooring is prepared by packing and compacting rock and dirt into a solid base so the floor won't crack. Today it's time to get out your blessing. The walls are constructed of 4-inch concrete blocks with 3 cavities in each. As a block is readied to be placed in the wall, your blessing is slipped into one of the cavities by bending it in the middle and pushing it in so that its natural springiness keeps it in place. Next, mortar is placed on the end of your block and the row of blocks below, and the block is settled into position to be a continual blessing for the family. Like the concrete for the footings and posts, the mortar is mixed on the ground by hand after the sand is carefully screened and inspected to eliminate any pebbles or rocks. Little by little the walls climb to the height of the columns, and the walls and posts are locked together with the beam, which also contain our rebar forms. For the last few years, we have been fortunate to have a real concrete mixer to prepare the concrete for the floors. 7 bucks of gravel, 7 more of sand, 3 bags of cement and water. There's a lot of floor to be poured. Taking turns wheeling concrete into place is the best way to go about it. A wheelbarrow of wet concrete is heavy, and those temporary wooden pathways are very narrow. Well, things are shaping up pretty well. It's time for our Ecuadorian maestros to put up the trusses and the roof. Saturday morning. It's time for the house blessing. We gather in a big circle, the team, the family, the maestros, Habitat Ecuador staff, neighbors, and onlookers. The house is blessed with thank yous, tears, hugs, prayer, scripture, a short meditation, and an explanation of blessings in blocks. Voila! There you have it. the house that surrounds its occupants with your blessing. Want to be a part of it? Take a 3x5 index card. Write your blessing on it. Send it to the Ecuador Partnership Committee at the Illinois South Conference office at 1312 Broadway, Highland, Illinois 62249. While you're at it, why not slip in a $10 bill or maybe a little larger check to purchase some more of those blocks and other construction materials? Thank you for being a part of the Ecuador Partnership.